When you think of human trafficking, what do you think of? Movies such as the 2008 film Taken? It's a common misconception that human trafficking only happens in other countries, but that's just not the case. It's an almost $10 billion industry in the United States, and it's happening right under our noses. More people are enslaved today than any other time in history, and hundreds and thousands of people are trafficked into the United States and out every year. My career goal is to work in the communications department of a non-for-profit anti-sex trafficking organization. I am very passionate about educating people on this topic, and I want to spread the word to raise awareness that this is a very real and dangerous problem in the United States. Human trafficking is more common in the United States than most realize. I want to educate and inform the general public of the commonality of it, what to look for, and how they can help. I will give you a brief overview of what trafficking is, the statistics for trafficking in the United States, how traffickers lure their victims, and what we can do in our power to help. Human trafficking is not just another word for prostitution. The Homeland Security website, accessed on October 7th, defines human trafficking as modern-day slavery. It involves the use of fraud, force, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. The website states victims of human trafficking can be any gender, age, race, or immigration status. They live in the city, suburbs, and rural areas. Human traffickers relentlessly canvass ways to take advantage of people who find themselves in circumstances of extreme adversity or violence, experience discrimination, economic vulnerability, or dependence. Communities that experience some of these hardships may be particularly vulnerable to human trafficking. Some of the most common types of trafficking are forced labor, bonded labor, and sex trafficking. 50% of the victims are children, with the average age being between 11 and 14. At least 100,000 children are exploited in prostitution every year, with even more being at risk. 70% of the victims are female, leaving 30% as male. The states with the most reported occurrences of trafficking are California, Texas, Nevada, mainly Las Vegas, and Florida. This has to do with the high immigrant population, the large economies of the states, and the location, as all states are near other countries that have a high human trafficking volume. In 2017, the National Human Trafficking Hotline received almost 14,000 calls and 4,460 reported human trafficking cases. Trafficking has been reported in all 50 states, but as I stated before, most of it occurs in Florida, Texas, and California. Women are trafficked in the United States largely to work in the sex industry, such as strip clubs, peep and touch shows, massage parlors that offer sexual services and that are fronts for prostitution. The Internet Safety 101 website, accessed on October 7th, lists what traffickers look for in victims. Teens, usually boys and girls between the ages of 12 and 19, are victims, but some have been as young as 9. They often seek out children who appear vulnerable, depressed, seem emotionally isolated from friends and family, have low self-esteem, or appear to have a lot of unsupervised time. According to the website Arc of Hope, accessed October 10th, many youth, especially U.S. citizen children trafficked within the United States, run away from problems at home and may be exploited as a result of emotional vulnerability, homelessness, and the need to survive. Youth who run away from home and engage in survival sex often find themselves vulnerable to pimps and traffickers in the prostitution network. Approximately 55% of street girls and a good percentage of boys engage in formal prostitution, and some think that it is much higher than that. This means that a child client who has been homeless or living on the street for some amount of time has had a great likelihood of having been sexually exploited or trafficked. 1 in 6 of 18,000 runaways have been reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. 86 of these are likely to be sex trafficking victims. What can we do to help? Recognize the signs and call law enforcement or helplines. Some of the most common signs are special tattoos, signs of trauma, substance abuse, multiple delinquency charges, and in children, a significantly older boyfriend or traveling with a much older male who is not a parent or guardian. Educate yourself and the products you buy. The make of the products we use every day, such as clothes or coffee, may have been produced by slave labor. Visit the website www.slaveryfootprint.org to learn more. Invite speakers into schools and churches to give informative talks, and volunteer or support anti-trafficking efforts and organizations in the community. I talked about what human trafficking is, the statistics of it in the United States, how traffickers lure their victims, and what we can do to help make an impact in stopping it. I truly believe that becoming educated, involved, and aware of the signs, we can make an impact in stopping these heinous crimes. Thank you.